Sack Caleb Williams, put his ass into the turf. All right, go Fighting Irish faithful. Welcome to the show. First things first, I was wrong. I did not expect that from the Fighting Irish. Not that score at all. I thought if we won, it'd be close, but not an ass kicking that it ultimately became. I mean, from the get-go, Notre Dame comes out, solid defensive performance, and relentless all the way to the end, forcing USC into very, very bad positions. So we're going to go straight to Jay because, you called me out, which is perfectly fine. So, and shout out to Benny for the suggestion of the intro music there. Jay, we invited you to speak, unless you're just listening and you're, ready to go hit the sack here. Red Snapper, I'm invited you to co-host here. Welcome back, co-host.
Woohoo! Al Golden, stand up and take a bow.
Right.
Much deserved.
So, I'm not going to rub anything in because we all win when Notre Dame wins, right?
Amen to that, Jay.
Yeah, I'm with you there, man.
So, I will say that I said it was going to be no problem, and I said that with my tongue in my cheek when I said it, but I'm happy that that's how it ended up.
Yeah.
Our defense definitely ruled this game, and I'm happy about that. Oh my
gosh. Yeah. Holding USC to by far their lowest point total of the season. Really showing their weaknesses not only on their defense but really their offensive just sloppy play with false starts, and maybe that's Notre Dame's home field advantage coming out finally. I don't know. But the Al Golden defense was relentless, was amazing. I am the most shocked about how well they just did film study, and they we had a couple miscues here and there, but for the most part, I mean, ESPN doesn't have the QBRs up yet, but I mean, limiting USC to 200 yards through the air, 103 yards on the ground. It's really surprising. And they held the ball for a good amount of time in this game. But
yeah, and I think we have to say that, our biggest problem with our defense so far this season has been tackling. And I think as I watched this game, and I haven't gone back and really dissected it, but their tackling was very good this game.
Yeah. There's only a few times where it just looked like this is just a typical speedy USC team, right? And we just couldn't catch up. Thank God we have a decent punter who can who can make a solid tackle there at the end. But no, it's so great to for me to be wrong. I'm so happy I was wrong in the post game. If anyone missed the pregame show, I actually thought that Notre Dame would lose, and that was more of a math and numbers thing. And also based on the fact that we lost to Louisville, who lost to Pitt tonight, which is really weird. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be nervous about Pitt in 2 weeks, but
maybe.
Yeah. So game ball, who's it going to on your side?
It's tough. I'm going to have to say Morrison, even though he had some mistakes. Mm-hmm. I think what he did outside of his mistakes overcame that, and I know that there are other defenders that did better, but I'm gonna have to say Morrison because he overcame his mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, and he has a responsibility to guard receiver number 1 for SC, and no, I think that's fair. Red Snapper, who are you giving game ball to?
Marcus Freeman
Ooh.
for getting on the coaching staff
job.
this week, because that to me was the clear, decisive difference. He came out in a pissed off mood. You saw it. And you saw that he was just laser focused, which means he held himself accountable. He held his coaching staff accountable, and the execution on the field was held accountable. Everything from the last play of the first half where he had to call a timeout and it cost us 3 points. He was livid.
Yeah, he was ticked.
And even his comment going into half was, we got to have better mental discipline. And we can't, one play at a time and focus on the one play. Yeah, get out, celebrate. But you got another play to go. Like, I was so happy to see that. I tweeted it out. The game ball goes to Marcus Freeman for getting the ship back the way it should be to play winning Irish football.
Woohoo! Absolutely. I was also like, and he had that same response when Watts had the scoop and score, and he starts showboating and kind of jogging into the end zone, right? And he almost gets
slowed up, and he immediately pulled Watts. I saw that.
Well, Freeman just walks out and is just pointing at him like, "You, knucklehead, come here." You know what I'm saying? Like that was. I was like, "Oh, you're gonna get an earful on that one, you dummy." But like, I mean, I'm glad he got it. And he had 2 interceptions. I think the last fumble gets attributed to him as well.
A forced fumble and a fumble recovery,
scoop and score. And I think he was. I'm looking at the box score here. He's showing up number 2 on tackles behind Bertrand, of course. 6 total tackles, 5 solo. So, and 1 pass deflected. So, very very solid performance by the defense. Well, Jay, anything else we are stacked on people. We want to give a bunch of people.
Yeah, no, I'll let everybody else jump in, but I'm very pleased with this game. Nice win to go into the bye week.
Awesome.
Go Irish.
That's right. Go Irish. Thanks, Jay, for joining us here.
I want to get to Wookie because he's working, so let's give him his limited time so we can get on and get off.
What's up, guys? You got me?
Oh, yeah. Yeehaw.
Man, 48-20. How about that?
How about that?
Oh
how do you like me now? And what's so great about it is, like, when the game started, I'm just like making fun of SC players. I'm like, these guys look like they're playing in Buffalo in January. Like, they got like the snowsuit, they didn't have the jackets on the sideline, but they had the like the I don't know, like the ski mask thing on, the long sleeves, and like here's Notre Dame guys just like walking out there like it's 70 degrees in the park here, and
they just don't know the cold. They don't know the cold.
Well, and when you get hit when it's cold, it sucks too. But yeah, no, it's true. Yeah. Like it's like, oh, and these sissies, welcome to South Bend. The only thing that would have made it worse if it was raining like it was during the Michigan game earlier today, but. Yeah, it wasn't even that cold of a day.
I'm glad it wasn't raining during the game. Jesus, because that was 48-20, man. If you would have told me 2 weeks ago that we would have scored 48 points to 20 on USC, I would have said you're crazy.
Yeah, I'm with you there. If you had come to me on Tuesday and told me that, I'd been like, no way, Yeah, 48 points. Jeez, I don't even have the spreadsheet up. That's how shoot from the hip we are tonight here.
No, you're fine with that, but like, dude, the tackling, everything was there. It was sound. Everything was good. The
defense was in position. They never looked out of position. Like, very few times did Caleb Williams break the edge on us, and that was huge.
And then Pine running it back.
Price.
Or Price, sorry.
That's okay.
Price is correct.
And for a second there, I thought I heard this for a second in the stadium. I got like real excited. I'm like, Oh no, that's just the band. They didn't. But yeah, the touchdown run.
I'm sitting here dancing in my chair. As I hear it.
Oh gosh, that was. We're just gonna let this whole thing play out. Yeah.
Do it.
This.
I mean,
this is a party, man.
That sound
We
bite
need
is probably
something.
longer than his run took.
Oh yeah.
99 yards.
Oh my gosh. And what's funny is like I was most of the second half, I was just in fast forward mode because put my toddler to bed, and that's a little bit of an arm wrestling match there, and we so I get him to bed, and I turn the dog. I'm like, you pause the game, right? And she's like, oh yeah. I'm like, okay, thank you. And so I run downstairs and then hit play, and so I'm like fast forwarding through all the commercials and some of the dead time on the air, and then I actually I forget what USC had just scored. They had narrowed it down, and then we come back with the Price kickoff return for a touchdown, and all of a sudden I'm like, wait, what? Why are we kicking a field goal? And I'm like, and so I had to rewind it because I was like, oh, so I didn't quote unquote see it live, but
I was on a call about a password reset when Price was going off, and I'm like, mute button, where's the fucking mute button? And I saw it, and I go, okay, welcome one, capital W, pause, turn on the game again. Dude, I was going crazy. My roommate heard me, and she was just like, are you okay? I'm like, we ran it back.
I am more than okay.
We ran it back. That was awesome.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
What a good feeling
All right,
to have.
Wookie, who gets the game ball?
Me for game ball? I'm gonna have to go with Price for the run back.
All right.
Nice.
Works
I
for
like
me.
it.
Works
I
for
like
me.
it. Momentum shift. I love it.
Yeah. No, SC was fucked after that play. They're you just look in their eyes. They're just like, all right, there's no way we're
It just
gonna come back from
went
that. It's gone.
Yeah, right after that, it was over. It was like
you're looking into the dead eyes of Michael Myers at that point. You just
Oh, you're doing a Michael Myers thing, yeah.
All right, Wookie, we'll let you get back to your calls and resetting people's passwords. Maybe you should make it like Go Irish or FUSC 123. I don't know.
No, I do support some some facilities in Mishawaka.
So it should be like Irish 123 $. I don't know.
Yeah, it should. But yeah, let other people go on. And,
you should probably do something else in case, for security, whatever reasons. But okay.
No.
Wookie, thanks so much.
You're good.
All right, let's bring Mac. I see you there, but we're going to bring someone else on who hasn't been on in a few weeks and who's developing a fan club here. Jimmy Joe. Let's bring Jimmy Joe on here. At Jimmy_Joe24. You've invited to speak. Welcome to the Fighting Irish Faithful post-game show.
Hello.
Jimmy Joe,
what's up?
Oh, so happy, so very happy. I have to tell you one thing. The missus and I, we were watching the game, and I kept thinking, SC, that nasty team, they're going to come back like they do, and we have to always keep the power, the gas on, so that we always can keep going forward.
The defense definitely did that tonight. The defense definitely did that tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, and I like Mr. Number 20. He learned how to tackle today.
Benjamin Morrison.
Oh, yeah. That's everything, And, we lose games by making stupid mistakes, and we did not do that.
No. Kind of the opposite for SC. They had
Oh yeah, they were nice and stupid. I like that.
5 turnovers. This is like Notre Dame last week.
Oh, too
5 turnovers.
bad. Too bad. All those announcers in the Fox before the game. Oh yeah, they were also. Oh, I think they had 4 or 5 guys there, and only 4 of them said, "Oh no, that Leinert guy." He says, "Oh no, SC." Ah, boy. No way.
This is great. Yeah, no,
Well, you know, Mr. Snapper, you know Mr. Leinert, huh?
I do know Mr. Leinert.
What's the connection between you and Mr. Leinert?
He was a sophomore when I was a senior. He never played on our team because as a sophomore, he wasn't good enough to beat out even our backup.
Oh, what team was that?
That would be Modern Day High School.
Oh, Modern Day. Okay, Mother of God, another mother one, huh? You have
Of
Notre
course.
Dame, Mother
God
of God.
may not care
Whoa.
about football, but his mom does.
Okay, I like that. What do you think, Mr. Snapper or even Mr. Irishman lead co-host there? What would you say was the from your perspective, the number one reason we had a different attitude and why we won?
You know, the defense just showed relentless pursuit of Williams, and last year, and there were some frustrating moments in this game where he just seems elusive. He's running around the backfield, and we just can't catch him. But this time, it felt like he was more contained. And then even our downfield defense, you know, was able to hold on, and maintain pressure with receivers. It's a cross between perseverance, patience, and just relentless pursuit that I saw out of the defense. And I mean, let's face it, like we got out yard points on the box score here by quite a bit. The offensive numbers from a yard standpoint were not impressive. And we'll have to do this in next week when we can break down some of these play charts and whatnot, a little more finer comb. But my impression was the defense won this game, not our offense. Like you look at the score and you're like, wow, Notre Dame torched them. Like, not really. It's more the defense just put the offense in a good position and we just had to punch it in at the end.
Exactly.
And we didn't see that where the defense, which was the strength of the team. And we did talk about that on the show on the Tuesday show. I just didn't know that they had the ability to stop the number one offense in the country, and they did. They put on paper for everyone that SC is phony and they're trash and we hate them, and that showed tonight.
We didn't play scared. We played aggressive. They were hungry, like Bertrand said at the beginning of the game. They played aggressive, and they played to win the game.
Yeah, no doubt.
Okay, my impression is that it is all about attitude. You talk to this given like, oh, we are SC, we are going to be so good, and I think that gets in the players' hands, in their heads, and they don't realize that they could lose.
Yeah,
and that's good. I like that, and we were hungry, and that's the difference.
Yeah, definitely a departure from definitely the last 2 weeks. I think we saw a little bit of that in the Ohio State game where the defense was really pursuing. But then with Duke, we had some good stops, especially at the end when we took the lead in the Duke game. That was the defense that we saw tonight. The Louisville game, I think it was Jay who said it, just erase it from our minds, or maybe that was Jeff. In our pregame show, someone said, just erase the Louisville game and move forward as a program. And though I'm kind of like, I don't know about that, that's what the team did. Like, it looks like we never even played that game.
No, you don't erase it. You use the sting of that game to make sure you don't repeat it.
Right. Yep.
That works for me. Well, Jimmy Joe, what else? Anything else? We got a ton of people here we're going to try to get to.
Namaste. So happy.
Oh, very good.
God bless you.
Blessings
Namaste
to you. Namaste, Jimmy Joe.
Okay, I'm going to have other people.
Love you, Jimmy Joe. Love you.
Smarter people that know football. I'm just learning about it. We could talk about cricket sometime, but I don't know.
Cricket.
You gotta
Okay.
understand what a crumpet is before
Before
you
you
can
know what
understand cricket.
That's a Ninja Turtles
Okay.
reference.
Nice.
Namaste.
Namaste. Bye, Jimmy Joe. All right.
Bye-bye.
By way of Calcutta, what's it? Red Snapper. He lives native of Calcutta, citizen of the
In
United States.
Idaho.
That's right. He has said Idaho in the past. That's right. All right. So this is great. Notre Dame bringing people together, and maybe we'll learn something about cricket. Maybe he has a cricket podcast. I don't know. There's someone I've got to bring on here. Sorry, guys. At No Suck with No USC. It's been a while since we've chatted. Bringing you on, man.
The counter can officially begin.
Day one.
Tomorrow.
How are we doing, guys?
Yo,
Woo-hoo!
man. I bet you're feeling good. Finally.
This is perfect. This night could not have gone any better.
This is great. It has been 30 minutes
Yeah.
since
What's the count now?
day one.
I think I put my tweet out at 10:50. So
Okay.
this is about 45 minutes after the fact.
Now, did you wait till the
It's-
end of the game, or were you getting cocky in the fourth quarter? Like, fuck you guys, I'm gonna post it now.
I think it was a little bit of that. I think I went. I think I went after the Xavier Watts, or not the Xavier Watts, the scoop and score.
The scoop and
I
score.
think that's
Yeah.
when I started.
Yeah.
Started taking my victory lap.
Yeah, take a minute here to educate our fans and people new to the show, or people like Jimmy Joe or whatnot, or anyone just listening tonight, what we're talking about here.
Okay, so in the fall of 2020, I was bored as a senior in high school in class and saw a account asking the Twitter world if Texas was back. And every day they would just tweet no. But I took that opportunity, seeing as we were in the middle of a eventual 5-year win streak over SC, to take how many days has it been since USC has beaten Notre Dame?
Mm-hmm.
And I think we got just over 2,100 days.
Yeah, I was that guy on Twitter when we hit 2,000.
Oh, I was loving life that day, but yeah, I've every day you just tweet out the new number, and sadly last Thanksgiving weekend we had to start from square one, but
Yep.
Those bastards are gonna have to see this tweet every day for the next 412.
And we will retweet it as much as possible.
Exactly.
See, I love it when we win at home because we get an extra month before the next game in the
That's
next
right.
season.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's like a month and a half before Thanksgiving. Yeah, it's good. Good times, man. Well, keep doing your hard work there, fighting the good fight. We're like the Jedis here, beating the Sith. This is fantastic. All right, so
Yes.
good stuff. And we have Wookiees on our team, right? Wookiees on our team,
Hell yeah.
not your team, SC. All right.
Hell yeah. Have a good one, guys.
All right. We got Mac here. B Camp, I see you there. We'll bring you both on here. Mac, you there? Put you as listener. I don't know what happened. Brought you on a speaker. Maybe it's being weird here. This is I don't think I even introduced myself. Probably I'm Joe. This is at Faithful_Irish here on Twitter. This is the Fighting Irish Faithful show, the post game show where USC just shit all over themselves and get embarrassed by Notre Dame. We are part of Dos Leprechauns Media now. This is year 4 of me, and the only the second time we were actually doing a post game show with SC. So. Good stuff here. We're happy. Well, Mac was here. There you are.
Sorry, there's something wacky happened with the sound.
It's all right. No worries. Glad you're back.
I just after watching this, I made notes during the game, and I only have 5.
Okay.
I just one Washington should walk away with the Pac-12. No, I mean, just seriously, like,
Yeah,
if
that
you
was a
were to
crazy
watch,
game.
if you were to watch Washington and then this team, I don't think that this team is in a tier of Washington,
No.
or like a Georgia. Like, so I think they were fairly, like I said on Tuesday, this is a 6-0 team and they're ranked 10th. It was fair to rank them 10th. I thought at halftime there were adjustments and the defense became more disciplined. I did not like in the first half, they were too amped. They needed to be reeled back in. They were making really bonehead mistakes. Sometimes they were not keeping containment. That was I have criticized coaching. That's good coaching, making that type of adjustment.
Oh, yeah.
And kind of,
Amen.
yes, and kind of kicking them in the tail a little bit, you know. So that was really that was a positive, because I don't know during the Freeman era that I've seen that. So that was a really good thing. I was really excited to see that. I also, offensive coordinator took a lot of heat this week. I thought the play calling was good. They stuck to an identity, but I have to say the receivers lack concentration, especially going over the middle. And I don't want to say that they're soft, because I never played at that level and I've never gone over the middle.
Yeah.
But
the one play where Flores got kind of rocked, but it kind of like bounced off his hands, but there was a guy on his back shoulder and a guy coming in towards his front shoulder, and so that might have been a footsteps thing where it's just like you just need more confidence out there.
Yeah, but like Sam Hartman was making good throws. There were
and the ball placement was very good on that particular play.
There were 4 or 5 drops, especially on third down, that kind of like I'm not criticizing the offensive coordinator, because there were first down catches in the first half. They didn't have to throw the ball in the second half, but there were some catches, and that's kind of where what I mean by it separates Notre Dame from Georgia is Georgia makes those catches.
Are you concerned about like things like third down percentage? Because I'm filling in some of the numbers here, and though we were quote unquote more efficient, our third down percentage was not good. It was 30%. We were 3 of 10. And you going through the play charts, you can see that, there's kind of a lot of punts by Notre Dame.
Well, and Notre Dame had what, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. They would have a little slant over the middle, a little crossing route. It's an easy, it's a high percentage completion, easy throw, and they were dropped. I am concerned about that, because in the past we'd have Myers. He was sure-handed. He'd get open.
Mayer.
And Mayer, or you had a Eifert. You had just guys who were sure-handed who could go over the middle. That's the one criticism I'm having. But also, this is a high note. I don't want to harp on that.
Right.
I do wish that they would have ran up the score. I know that's not our thing, and I know it's not the classy thing. But if you want to get in a New Year's 6 game, you unfortunately kind of have to run up the score.
I wasn't so worried about that. I mean, as much as I like, scoring 50 points on USC, and embarrassing the hell out of them. I was more like, why are the starters still in there? Like, put in Jelly, put the backups in. Like, that's one of those things where it's like 2 minutes left in the game. It's like, play all the seniors. Just let the guys go out there and USC is clearly given up. The game is clearly in hand. And clearly coach is trying to just get the first down so they can take a knee. But it's one of those things where it's like, look, I'm not the head coach and, this, that, and the other, but it's one of those things where, we don't need something stupid happening at the end of the game, when the game is clearly, been put away.
And here's my last point. I think that this is clearly, and even after the Louisville loss, I still thought that this was a top 10 team, right? I think this is going to be a top 10 team. I think that they will beat Clemson. And I think that I think Freeman winning 2 out of the 3 for sure he's going to come back next year, right?
Sure.
But yeah, and because there were 3 big games, he's going to win 2 of them. It's just I just want to win. I don't know, because I'm not the guy who makes those decisions, and I don't have the knowledge. I just wonder, what does it take to win those 3 out of 3? That being said, this is a domination. The defense was prepared. The offense, they ran the right plays. And Estime reminds me a lot of Frank Gore. I mean, I'm a Niner fan.
Right.
Live in Sacramento. Gosh, his runs, like his 3-yard runs, were so impressive. He had one run. It was like 5 minutes left in like the second or third quarter, and it was just a 3-yard run. But he was hitting the backfield, and he worked so hard.
Yeah, he's just carrying
those
people
3
with
runs.
him, right?
Oh, it's so impressive. I really enjoy watching him run, and I'm so thankful that they established that, and they kept feeding him so he could get into a rhythm. It's night and day compared to Louisville.
The 3 things that I asked for at the end of last week against Louisville was, number 1, Estime start the first series on offense. Number 2, they run the ball 2 of the first 3 plays, and they did. And granted, yes, the defense had given us a short field and everything else, which is great. But having that establishes the identity, like you had talked about last week. It establishes a physical offensive line that, okay, let's buckle in and set into the trenches, because this is what we're going to be doing all day. And that absolutely opened everything up for play action with Tyree later on in the game, which we need to do more of.
Yeah, that was a fantastic read by Hartman.
And that's the thing. Like, there were some play action passes where they dropped the ball, and that's what I mean. But the play calling, it was so great. And it's a pleasure to watch Estime. He gets those hard. What was his average per carry? I would assume it was about 6.
4.3.
5, 6. Okay,
but he had both of our rushing touchdowns.
But it was just beautiful. It was a pleasure to watch, and that's who they are. That's what they.
Yep, and he had 22 carries tonight.
And that's who they are. They bleed the clock.
I got no problem with that.
They bleed the clock, and they're a defensive team. And it reminds me of the 49er teams of the early 2010s, the Harbaugh teams.
Yeah.
That's who they are. And it's a pleasure to see them get to their identity. That's all I have to say.
Awesome, man. Well, Mac, I really appreciate you jumping on tonight at Mac_8806. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to keep moving on.
Oh, one last thing. Sac State won, and the Sharks are winning after 2. That's it.
Yeah. So you're happy right now.
My buddy Aaron will be happy about the Sharks winning.
And Stanford beat Colorado.
And Stanford won. Yes. So all the local teams are doing okay.
I guess so.
All right.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
All right. Thanks, Mac, for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Oh, that was great. All right. We've invited Dr. Abby to speak, and Craig, if you guys want to jump on, by all means. I don't know. Maybe Craig is at the 20-yard line. I don't know if you were at the game or.
He may not even hear us right now.
Yeah, that's right. Well, he's at the backer partying, right? And I don't know.
Probably.
Craig, I see you there. Go ahead and unmute. Welcome back to the show, Craig.
Hey guys, how's it going?
You found a quiet spot in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, right. No, I wasn't at the game, but I was standing in front of my TV just like Jay does.
Like, I don't know what's happening here.
Like all of us do. Come on.
The shit-eating grin on your face, right?
I'm just like, I can't sit during a game, so it's so much fun though. The cat looks at me and he's like, dude, what are you doing? The game's on. But wow, what a great win. And there's so many good things that happened. I was trying to remember, when was the last time we seen a kickoff return? Can you guys help me with that?
Ooh, Tyree.
Oh, that's right. In Chicago.
In Chicago.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. man, that was glorious. So
It was. That was
man,
really great.
that was so much fun to see, and I got so excited. I did scream when that was happening, so it was all good. And yeah, so the offense, I just I'd like to see, I don't know, just a little bit better execution on offense, or a lot of bit better maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't like. I want to embrace this win. I don't want to be too negative about all that.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, it's very clear that the defense won the game, right? You know, we said, you know, and everyone, it's kind of cliche, but defense wins championships, right? But defense can also win games, and you saw that. You know, not only did we win on the special team side of things, it's clearly with that return. But, you know, SC had a long return, but thank God we have a punter that knows how to tackle. And, you know, he came out of nowhere and just knocked him out, which is great. But eventually the defense just gave us that edge, and this relentless pursuit, and it's kind of like that scene in, I think it's in Rocky 2, where the trainer is trying to convince Apollo Creed to not fight Rocky again. And he's like, look, I don't want anything to do with this man. I saw you give him the greatest beating, and he just kept coming at you and coming back at you. That was Notre Dame tonight. We were relentless. Yeah. We just kept coming back at them on defense, pursuing them. You know, this is crazy. This is the highest we've seen all season. 6 sacks for Notre Dame and 11 tackles for loss. A far departure from where we have been all season, you know, averaging 4 tackles for loss, you know, ranked 121st in the country, and 1.5 sacks per game, 109th in the country. You know, we completely blow those out of the water in this game, which is crazy against a mobile quarterback.
Yeah, and you could clearly see watching the game how the defensive line, they formed this half moon around Caleb Williams, and then they also had a spy on top of it.
Yes.
And that guy wasn't going anywhere. Like, you could see it, and it was just fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Loved it.
Free snap, you saw all of a sudden defensive tackle and defensive end shift over one slot. I was loving that. I was seeing, okay, mixing it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, and I think we had a 4-man rush most of the time, or it eventually became like a 5-man rush. You throw a linebacker in there. But yeah, no, I think our secondary is good enough, you know, to go man coverage, which is what it looked like we were doing. And not giving Williams the options that he had, you know, has seen in previous games.
Yeah, and I think we took the Heisman away from him.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Love it.
You've got to have a quote Heisman moment. You know, like the only reason, I don't want to say the only reason, but I mean, he looked great against Notre Dame last year in front of his own crowd at the end of the season. You know, that was the Heisman moment for him. And then tonight, it's like, this didn't even look like the same guy. You know,
I saw somebody say not even a third string quarterback in a Reno league.
Yeah. So it'll be nice to see less commercials of him on TV. I will say that, but yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice. I just I would like to see Hartman just do more and elevate his NFL stock. So I hope we see that.
Yeah, well, he keeps making good reads, like what he had tonight with the Tyree pass. That's the kind of stuff that gets you noticed. So, and his ball placement is good. As long as he makes good decisions, he's okay.
Yeah.
Receivers making those catches. So you get a couple of those third down catches for first downs. Who knows what Hartman would have been able to string together? Quarterback, more than any position, is a rhythm position.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I wish we could just have him for one more year after this year.
Oh, sure.
I
Who
love
doesn't?
watching him play. Yeah, he's great. He's great. Wherever he goes, I'll be rooting for him.
Nice. Craig, is Hartman the game ball? Who are you giving the game ball to?
I'm giving the game ball to Golden and Watts.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah. Player is Watts, and coaching is Golden.
Love it.
So,
No complaints, no arguments here, man.
Yeah, but man, that whole defensive front deserved it too. I mean, man, it was just fantastic. Man, it was great.
It
felt
great.
so good. Man, it was just a nice change. Woo!
I think we'll be watching replays and highlights of that all during the bye week. You know.
Yep. And so will SC.
Thanks, Craig. Really appreciate it. We're gonna move over to Pat, who we brought on. Someone new.
All right. Sounds good, guys. Hey, it was good catching up again.
Absolutely. I'll see you. I'll be out there for pick game in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I will too, and so will Paul, Mike.
Yep.
Mike will be here too.
I'm his Uber. I'm his Uber.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to be out there with them, so I'll be seeing you guys then in a couple of weeks.
Good. See you soon.
All right. Peace out, my friends.
Have a good one.
All right.
In the words of Jimmy Joe, namaste. Pat McMillan, P. Mills with a Z, 55. Welcome to the show.
That's it, brother. Thank you. Hey, I'm already getting calls from my buddies about 75 miles north of me in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
Yeah, they beat Louisville.
They did.
And so, I have 3 takes from the game. I've been going to South Bend, Indiana since 1974. And I've watched a lot of ups and downs, and I've heard a lot of gripes and groans and applauds and just all kinds of crazy stuff over the years. But the 3 things that I'm taking from this game is Notre Dame should have put up 40 points.
Mm-hmm.
They should have put up 50 points.
Yeah.
USC's defense is not that good. Our defense was super impressive.
It was impressive. I agree.
That was incredible. And then I just about lost my mind in the second half when Audric Estime had not touched the ball until the 3rd series.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that part of it I was like, you guys got to be kidding me. You're not going to do this again, are you?
And that also explains why we had punt those first 2 series.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And, Hartman is a good field general, and I think they look up to him, and he definitely is accurate. I think he made a bad decision. I think it was the first drive of the second half when he tried to go deep. It was incomplete, and he had Holden Stays open short for an open.
Agreed. Yeah.
A pretty nice pickup there, but overall, I'm tickled about the progress they're making. I'm tickled about the progress that Marcus Freeman's making. I think he's going to have to make some more changes in the future, definitely in some different areas. Al Golden did a wonderful job tonight. He was in it from the get-go. You could just see that. And I would have given anything to been at that game this evening, but I'll be at the pick game, so
very good.
Goes on there.
Well, we will be there as well.
Pat, who gets the game ball?
Oh, Xavier Watts gets both of them.
Nice.
Yeah, he was out of his mind. He'll never play another game like I hope he plays like that the rest of the season. But that was an incredible game, and of course, you can hand one to the Bulldog anytime you want to because he can run.
Yeah. No, it's great, And are you saying that by handing the ball to Estime more was I thought of it 2 ways. Number one, he's a sure-handed ball carrier, right? So giving him 22 carries is good. But what I appreciated about it is, if you just look at like time of possession and just number of plays, finally getting some stuff here into the spreadsheets here. USC ran 74 plays. We didn't even crack 50. Okay,
Right.
We had 49. So I think it was really important of Parker and Freeman to use estimate to run the ball more. We ended up running 59% of our play selection, but that gave our defense an opportunity to rest, right, and go out there and kill it again.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, we were up 24 or 26 to 3, or what was the halftime score? 24-6.
Yes.
Yeah, and come out and establish your ground game and eat some time up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, things worked out good. They made big plays, and the defense came up just huge. And really, I mean, you can hand the ball, you can give the game ball to Watts, but that whole defense was just tremendous.
It was. It reminds me a little bit of the great showing by our defense in the Clemson game at home last year.
Right. One of the things I thought of in the first half, there were some third down plays where they went, on the outside, and we've got talented freshmen. Don't get me wrong. They got plenty of talent, but I would not try to put the ball in their hands in a game like that in those kind of positions.
Mm-hmm.
I try to go to more seasoned people, and I'm like one of you guys said about Tyree. Tyree could, in open space, he's dangerous.
Yeah. It was really, really great. Good route running, good, and he kind of like curved the route. It's a post route, but he ended up kind of making it, a real, shallow post, if I may use such language, because he's just running to open grass. Well, it's turf, but and Hartman
Right.
put great position on the ball. Tyree was able to adjust his route effectively, catch the ball in stride. That's a receiver's dream right there. Streaking diagonal across the field, and he didn't even try to juke the defender, and cut upfield, to take a straight shot at the end zone. No, he just maintained his angle. And he's like, I'm faster than you, you son of a bitch, and you're not going to be able to catch me.
Well, these guys, they're at Notre Dame for a reason. They're great athletes, number one. Number two, they're pretty damn good students.
Yes.
And when you come out of finals, like that, midterms or whatever.
Yes.
And it's no wonder they had a letdown against Louisville. They've been drained. I mean, they've been back to back to back to back to back, and so I think the answer right now is just to pummel Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they I feel like they've run the course here, with 8 games in a row, 4 games, night games, primetime, what have you. They had midterms this week, and I said on the Tuesday show, I was like, maybe the midterms was kind of hanging over their head in conjunction with the Louisville game and some of this other stuff. But to me, I always thought the midterms was a little bit of a red herring. But what I will say is that when you're done with midterms, especially at Notre Dame, you're feeling awesome. You're ready to blow off some steam. And in this situation, just beat up on the Trojans, beat up on your rival. They were ready to go. They're like, all right, we're done with the academic piece. Let's just go out there and kill them,
Right.
And now they can party for, a week, long. And then, okay, here comes Pitt.
I was hoping they all felt good about their midterms coming into this game.
Yeah, that's right. It's over. It's done. Move on.
That's it.
That's it. Well, we're going to move on, buddy. Pat, really appreciate you joining us. You're welcome anytime to the Fighting Irish Faithful show. We like doing post-game shows, and then we go live on Twitter Space here Tuesday night. This is going to be recorded here, and check us out with Dos Leprechauns. We'll post it to Spotify and, of course, the YouTube channel for Dos Leprechauns. Check us out. Pat McMillan, P. Mills with a Z, 55. Really appreciate you jumping on, man.
Hey, guys, appreciate you. Have a good Sunday.
All right, and have a good week, and see you at Pitt. We got a bunch of people going to Pitt game. This is great.
All right, beat Pitt.
That's right. Eat shit, Pitt. Okay. I got
Under the armpit.
Oh, that's great. All right, 5-0. I see you, but we got Benny and William very patiently waiting. We're gonna bring both on.
You got it.
All right, Pat, you can stay on. It's no problem. William's on. Benny, bring you on too, man. Benny, I hope you don't mind.
Hey, what's up?
Benny, I hope I don't mind. I opened up the show with your suggestion of music.
Oh, well done.
I was like, all right, I like this one. There was another one I was thinking of doing if the game was a little closer and it was a little goofy, but we didn't have to.
I saw his tweet and I went to it and I was like, oh yeah, I like this.
Yeah, this is good. Yeah.
This is the biggest win, margin of victory wise, over USC since what, 2015?
It's been a hot minute, that's for sure.
It has.
Yeah.
Let's see. 2021 we won by 16. 2020 we didn't play. 2019 was we only won by 3. I was at that game. 18 we won by 7. 17 was pretty good. 35. So the largest victory since 2017.
When's the last time we hung 48 on them? It's been more than 20
That's
years.
a good question on that. Yeah, I don't know that one.
I'm pretty sure we'd have to go way back.
Well, so 2017 we won 49-14.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
There it is. All right, I thought it was way earlier than that.
Yeah, 2015 was pretty good too. 41-31. You know, it was a little closer. We won by 10. 14 we lost. 13 we lost. 2012 we were really good in field goal kicking that year. We lost 21. So
field goal.
Yeah, that's right.
How's everybody feeling about Jerry Parker? Because I've seen a stat by someone else on Twitter here, and it was not. It said when they quote. Here's the quote: Jerry Parker's Notre Dame offense tonight, when not presented with a short field turnover, 4 plays, 16 yards, punt; 8 plays, 46 yards, field goal; 3 plays, 4 yards, punt; 3 plays, 3 yards, punt; 3 plays, 6 yards, punt.
Yeah.
That's a hard pill to swallow, dude.
Well, and that's interesting because clearly the defense won this game, not Jared Parker's play calling.
Oh, no doubt.
You know, and you have a special teams touchdown there. You've got a scoop and score, right? So let's just take 14 points off the board. You're winning by 14. The real long drive was the one with the Tyree pass, right? So we'll of course keep that one. So yeah, I think it's if someone wants to really dissect this and take the rose-colored glasses off and say, okay, how well did the offense do? Because if you just, you know, it's like this is very similar to the Wisconsin game a couple years ago. All right,
that's legit.
The Wisconsin game was really messy and ugly. We were actually losing, and then Tyree runs off his touchdown return, right, which is great. And we end up coming and just the defense just explodes after that and just crushes Wisconsin. That was really fun to you know have experienced that game. But then when you break down like the math where it's like the offense really wasn't that good, but then all of a sudden there's all these points, like some of the stats like yards per point and things like that start getting skewed and masked because it's like, well, the offense looks like it's really efficient, but it really wasn't.
Right, when they're pinned like within the 40-yard line, you know, of their own 40-yard line, it was like they weren't doing anything. And I mean, the outlier to that is obviously, like you said, the Chris Tyree touchdown, which was somewhat. I will give Parker some of that credit. That was actually pretty decent play. I don't mean
to interrupt, but
did
anyone see the picture of Hartman doing the horns down, the USC horns down?
What the hell is that supposed to mean? They're not. I don't get that. What is that?
Wait, did he do like the victory fight on thing, but he was doing it down?
Yep.
Oh, I gotta
that's
find this picture
okay.
now.
I
get it.
just sent it in the
He just sent
space.
it. It's in the space. I see
Is
it.
it? Okay. We'll
I
probably use
thought
that
I
in
didn't
our-
understand what the hell that was. I was like, what is this supposed to? I didn't get the whole victory. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So at what point in the game did you feel that the victory was secured?
When we ran it, ran it back
Price's
from
return.
kickoff. Yeah.
Price's
Yeah,
return.
this
Price's
is the
return.
moment right here.
Yeah, that's what broke their backs, and then especially when they punt the ball out, they pushed the ball out of the hands a couple times. So, but go ahead.
Price scored, I realized, okay, this is actually going to happen.
Yeah, they're fucked. There's no way they're coming back.
Or as Coach Holtz would say, they didn't pack a lunch, baby. They didn't come prepared.
Now, what was your favorite moment of this game? Was it the 6 sacks? Was it
the
interceptions? Scoop and score? Was it the pick 6?
That was that, but the interceptions, because this guy's supposed to be such a high he's a fraud. Yes, last year was that whole Heisman Trophy is a popularity contest.
Yep.
And he's a fraud. He is a absolute fraud.
I can't wait for some team to spend I'll just be nice, top 5 draft pick on him, and then 2-3 years down the road be like, oh shit.
Oh, it's going to be like either Cleveland or the Cowboys doing it.
Right.
Please be Cleveland.
Yeah, please go to Cleveland. Sorry, Cleveland people here, but
I'm a Steelers fan, so I kind of have to hate Cleveland. So if he goes to Cleveland and that happens, I will die laughing.
That's good.
What do you think? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm so glad we have the bye week and we can just celebrate this win all week and we don't have to worry about a game this week.
Right. They can actually breathe a little bit. Let these kids be kids for at least, 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be a college student, right?
Now, do I wish the bye week had been after Duke and Louisville be next week?
Oh,
yes.
Hell yeah. That's all Brian Kelly's fault. I don't care who anybody says. It's Brian Kelly's fault that we have this schedule. I'm going to say that for the rest of the season. I'm going to say that it's Brian Kelly's fault.
Well, maybe that's why Jack is leaving at the end of the season too.
Yes,
right?
Yeah.
And if anyone didn't hear that, because this broke, I think Wednesday or Thursday, it might have been Thursday. And people have known about Jack leaving for a while, right? With the new AD coming in from, what was it, the Golf Channel or NBC Sports, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's an ND grad too. But anyway, so Jack's leaving, and then Father Jenkins is leaving at the end of the year. Oh, he's stepping down, right? He's not going anywhere. He's a Holy Cross priest, but he's stepping down as university president, and the head of the trustees is stepping down too.
That's what it is.
So
I saw
I
that
was like,
okay.
So someone who's connected to this stuff was like, "What the hell is happening?" I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of weird that those 3 guys are all leaving at the same time. But it also kind of makes sense because maybe it's like, they're all just kind of in the same cigar and brandy discussions, and it's like, well, maybe they're just like, okay, now we'll move on. And
hopefully, now I don't know if this can happen with the president, because I know they have to be a Holy Cross priest. I'm not sure if there's an age requirement, but hopefully we can get some young blood in there who kind of understands the way college football is being run right now.
That's not always a good thing, because I'm going to tell you, I know that sometimes those worlds don't align correctly. I don't know if you're Catholic or not. It's just sometimes you get the wrong kind of president in, and they may just be all academics. It's a crapshoot sometimes.
Right.
I totally agree with what you're saying, though. I totally agree.
I hope we have someone who understands that the draw to Notre Dame is primarily football.
Well, at least from the athletes,
Oh.
right? And
Yeah.
Right.
we're clearly doing a football podcast. I have a
Yeah.
slightly different opinion since I have a grad degree from the place, but I think what you guys are getting at, and I think what Benny's trying to shed light on is, look, that place is as big and glorious as it is because of football. Football is what put them on the map, kind of like how
Exactly.
basketball put Gonzaga on the map, or you can even
Right.
say Butler. But
That's fair.
and
If
so
it weren't for football, Notre Dame wouldn't be Notre Dame.
right, and
Well,
I think that will still be part of Notre Dame. Like, offline, I have my own opinion about what I think the university should do, but that's not what this podcast is for.
And I don't think they need to be mutually exclusive of each other.
No, they
either.
don't. They don't.
I mean,
No.
most priests I know are football fans.
Yes.
So
Yep.
And they hate
my
USC.
pastor grew up in Pittsburgh and is a huge Steelers fan.
Mm-hmm.
So now, does the board of trustee, head, director, whatever they call him, does he have any say in matters regarding the athletic department, or is he more of the academic side?
I would imagine he's
Where's my
overall
cricket
big
soundtrack?
picture. Yeah, big picture of Notre Dame. So anything that is under the Notre Dame umbrella, the trustees are going to have an opinion on, and they're going to weigh in on. So choices from coaches to athletic directors to anybody in the trustees, they're going to have their opinion.
Yes and no, but I mean, I may disagree with you just a little bit, just because like this isn't the NFL where you got like the owner and the GM and all this other, Jerry Jones on the sideline, or whatever. Like college football is a little different, where the head coach, I think they have that influence with the head coach. I don't think they do with regards to like, the offensive coordinator and the strength and conditioning
do they not
coach.
hold the strings to the purse though? So
Yeah.
to speak?
Well, okay. Well, so now you're getting to the right question. Is that the reason why we had to quote unquote settle with Parker? That's what Twitter says, but you don't actually know that.
Pump the brakes. Yeah, we don't know the full story.
We don't actually know that, right?
And we will never know that full story.
No, and regardless, it's kind of moot at this point, just because like, I mean, we won the game, and William, when you came on, you were kind of like talking about some of these statistics that are a little condemning for Parker, right? And I imagine and Coach Freeman's not dumb, right? But he's also like, look, the best thing we can do right now is be stable, run with Estime, move the ball forward, and the defense is going to contain Williams, and that was clearly enough to be victorious tonight.
True.
Right. Now, do you think? I mean, obviously you can't fire Parker right now because he's only 8 games in.
I mean, we just won too, so I don't know if
right.
But Benny, why would you want to fire an offensive coordinator mid? That'd be a bad sign for everyone.
That'd be like giving Jimbo Fisher $900 million sight unseen, all completely guaranteed. No one's ever done that before, have they?
But why would you want to fire an offensive coordinator mid-season?
No, I'm not saying I want. Where I'm going is, do you think that starting next year he's on kind of a shorter leash?
I think the remainder of this season has everything to do with it.
That's what I think too.
If this year, previous to this week, everyone was calling for Al Golden. Al Golden stepped up and now can take a bow because that orchestra.
Who was calling for Al Golden
tonight?
Oh, there was a lot of people.
All over Twitter.
Those people don't look at statistics.
No,
we're statistically so good in defense.
Well, slow down. I agree. But look at some of the plays. That freaking safety blitz against Ohio State last year.
No, I'm not talking about last year. I'm talking about this year.
And my point is, give Parker the chance to right the ship from his point of view. If it clearly starts working and he clearly starts, estimate and play action, and we all of a sudden start seeing him, like Twitter was calling for, taking the top off, the deep ball, that will come if he
Not with
acclimates
our
and
receivers.
realizes the personnel and everything else. So without question, let him have the rest of the season. And if he finishes the season strong and the offense does
that's the
extremely
thing.
well,
Like
then I don't see a reason, because everyone's got to find their groove, and learning the personnel is a big part of it.
yeah, I don't think we should quote unquote like really there's well, I wasn't gonna say Parker's not a stock that you like buy and sell and trade like at a moment's notice without any thought behind it. Okay. It's more like what is the long-term trend of this thing, okay, that you are going to be observing. And if you're look, we just won, okay, so it's kind of, I don't know why you would fire him after a win.
And it's Freeman's first win in a rivalry game.
That's correct. Yeah, and I was actually thinking of that.
Unless,
we didn't talk about that on the Tuesday night show, but I was like, all right, this is the second time you're playing the rival, okay, and there's previous coaches that struggled in these games, you know.
If it weren't for the trophy, I'm not sure I would consider Stanford a rival. I always, and I love this analogy, I always say Stanford is the annoying little brother that mom and dad, aka Jack and the Stanford athletic director, make you play with every year.
Well, we'll see what happens with them in the ACC, obviously. And
especially when Shaw was the coach at Stanford, it was always so annoying playing them.
Yeah,
because it seemed like every year it was always a dogfight.
Well, and Shaw is like this mysterious like quarterback whisperer, you know, like anyone from Andrew Luck, you know, who got some time under him.
He made Andrew Luck look like a Heisman caliber quarterback.
Yeah,
like Costello, and then who was the other guy?
Our secondary was
Upland,
shit those years. We have to also remember that our secondary was crap during those years.
Yeah, well, we can blame that one, so
hey, real quick, I want to hear Benny and Red's opinion and yours, of course. What are we going to have to do with these receivers, man? Outside of that one catch by Tyree, man, it's like they got butter on their damn gloves. I don't know what to say.
I mean, there was a few catches that are all right, you know. But there's some. Yeah, you want to hear something crazy? Who had a better completion percentage tonight, Hartman or Williams?
Williams did, I think.
Nope.
No,
I would say Hartman, actually.
Hartman. Williams had a 62% completion percentage. Hartman 65.
Well, are we counting the interceptions as
that's a good point.
For Hartman?
That's a good point. Very good point.
Well, if we do that, then it goes up. It's even better.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Those are completions that we have to take away from Caleb Williams. Actually, so.
But seriously, what? How? I mean, I know we got a young receiver core, but what is the coaching staff? They're going to have to do something to get these guys to bump it up in the next stage, because we can't.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this:
the teams, you know,
coming into this game, we were still fourth in the country. Granted, we've played one more game than most other teams, but we were fourth in the country in passing touchdowns, right? So we're riding the wave from previous games, you know, at the beginning of the season. But look, we had two tonight, all right, so that's good. And I'm with you guys regarding, you know, we see the receivers as being a liability per se, but I think that's a good place to be if we're talking about, okay, Notre Dame versus a legit, you know, proven team in like a New Year's Six bowl, right? And I think we should have that conversation later on in the season if things continue to go and we use this momentum over the next, you know, 4 games on the regular season here, the last 2 at home, which I will be at both, and then the 2 away games, the Clemson game and the Stanford game. So I think
that Clemson game's on the road.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please, dear God, do not let it rain. Please, no.
Well, the good news is they don't have They don't have Deshaun Watson, so I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, well, the last time we played them at Clemson, it was a
2015.
downpour, wasn't it?
2015. Yep.
Yeah. I still have nightmares of that.
Yeah.
I also still have nightmares of Brian Kelly throwing the ball 37 times in the middle of a hurricane.
Yes, that's right.
Well, that was against Carolina. Or no, State.
That was
against,
NC State.
That was NC State. That was NC State. Yeah.
It was still in the Carolinas, though.
Yes.
Well, someone lives in North Carolina. We don't associate with South Carolinians, so.
I'm noticing a pattern
You
here.
identify
Notre Dame
Carolina
playing in the Carolinas.
and North or South. You're very clear to make your distinction.
Yeah. You got to make a very big distinction between South Carolina and North Carolina because them freaking swamp rats, we don't associate with them. So,
Having lived in Charleston for 4 years, I understand the hate.
Okay, all right. I live on Tobacco Alley, man, and I'm telling you, anything south of Mecklenburg County, which is where Charlotte is, I just go, nah. I don't
Where's Hockey Dude? He's outside of Charlotte, I think. So.
Really? But seriously, what is it? How do you perceive? What's it going to take for a receiver core to make that next step? Is it just going to be an evolution to where over the next 6 months leading to the next year, that's what it's going to take for them to mature?
I think the play calling is part of it. I think getting them used to going over the middle, is going to be what gets the jitters out. And clearly that's something for anybody going over the middle, any receiver who's ever played. I know 5 foot nothing will attest to this. But going over the middle, you've got to earn your stripes. That's experience. There's no way around that. So practice, it's running a lot of crossing routes and getting peppered and hit by the defense, and running drills. So you're used to getting hit as
you expect
you're
it
going
too,
up
so
for the
it's
ball.
no big deal.
You expect it. It's got to be that Rod
You're
Tidwell line of,
desensitized of it.
catch the ball, make miracles happen. That's what you got to do. You've got to focus on the ball, and it might be something as simple as hand placement. You're going over the middle. You're looking to have index finger to index finger, thumb to thumb, what we call diamonds, and you're looking to put the point of the ball right there and just squeeze down on it. There's no other way you can build that. It's just practice, repetition, muscle memory. Practice, repetition, muscle memory. That's it.
Okay, that's a fair, and those are all fair points. It's just that it's frustrating from last year to this year. The evolution seems to be the same. Our biggest yards, as far as yards catching, is our tight end, and that's like, God dang, man, really?
Well, that's Brian Kelly's fault too. So.
Oh, yeah.
I'm noticing a pattern here.
You guys are missing out on something like the tight end has always been the security blanket of Notre Dame, which is good, which is good. But when you don't have Golden Tate or something, it becomes kind of difficult.
Or Jeff Samardzija.
Yeah, Jeff. Yeah.
Hey guys, can I say one thing?
Of course.
Absolutely, Pat. Jump in there.
Let me tell you, I live in Morgantown, West Virginia. Been here for years. I am not a West Virginia Mountaineer fan.
Man.
I have seen Gerard Parker. He worked under Neil Brown, and we all know what the Mountaineers are doing. And I think that he can coach tight ends. I don't think he's an offensive coordinator.
Do you think the only reason why he got the job is because
I have no idea. To me,
because that's the word on the street that I've heard.
It was more of like a lateral job to start with. How he got the OC, I have no idea. But you have to be
never know.
He's over his head. He's got a lot of talent out there and a lot more talent coming in. And so somebody has to wake up the echoes.
Yeah. Good questions, good answers. All right, guys, let's move on. We still got a couple other people listening. We want to try to get to. Really appreciate William and
Thanks.
Benny.
Hey, go much. Irish! You know what I mean? Thanks.
That's right, man. Go Irish!
Go Irish!
Happy to have everybody on here. 5 Foot Nothing and Lynch, I see you there. Invite to speak. 5 Foot Nothing Pod. Potential co-host of a show in 2 weeks. We'll find out. I don't know. Maybe he's just listening. Lynch, I see you there. We'll get to you, man. Here you go. Boom. Lynch, you there?
I thought I hit accept.
Oh, there you go. There's 5'0".
Hey,
Welcome back,
hey,
man.
good news, man. Notre Dame and Pittsburgh are coming in off of wins.
I know, right? Weird.
And stuff. Yeah. Louisville just ruined their season, and
isn't that crazy?
Yeah, dude. But we just ruined USC season, and that's all that matters.
It is
all
true.
right?
That is actually really nice that we're spoiling their party.
Fuck yeah.
So no, the tweet of the night, and I can't wait to use it on my show because I've gotten a ton of responses. And anyone who's listening, please find my tweet, respond to it. What do you think Caleb had painted on his nails tonight? Because I really want to know.
Where's my mommy?
That's too many letters. It's got to be less than 10.
I didn't say he could spell it.
Yeah, it's like a license plate. You kind of like paraphrase it, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you give only so many characters, but dude, I don't want to just totally rehash everything everybody said, but yeah, like you opened it up with defense wins championships, but defense wins games, and defense won tonight's game.
Oh,
I mean, between Xavier Watts and Jean Baptiste, and that's my son playing Madden. But the defense did everything they needed to do, and then some. And I about lost my shit. We're up 24-6, and I still about lost my shit when we didn't do anything with that first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Like, Benny was talking about, like, hey, when did you think? Yes. Benny asked, when did you think the game was solidified? When did you think it was over? It was won. Even when it was 31-20, before you can play the Price is Right music if you have it already ready up and ready to roll.
We've done it twice already, actually.
Yeah. But even
we'll do it again.
It was a weird like 2 minutes where USC just scored, and I'm going, oh my God, like we don't have an offense right now. What are we gonna do? And then Price takes to the house. Now it's 38-20, but you're still going, like, Caleb Williams can still do the thing, but then he just kept not doing the thing, throwing picks, getting sacked, strip sacks, etc. And if it wasn't for our defense, I don't know how that game goes. I'm concerned, and that was not a good defense.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah. No, the USC defense is poor, and I think that's the concern. It's like, look, this is a team that the offense should have produced more. There's a lot of 3 and outs here. We are. I haven't gone through the math here of looking at our scoring drives on how successful we were. But yeah, no, it is misleading because we got short yardage. Our first score, right? Was a gift, right, because of the intercepted pass by Watts, right? And so we just have to go 12 yards, to punch the ball in, basically. So hooray for us. I'm happy when USC is stupid, right? And it's always a great feeling. But no, I think calmer heads prevail, and we move forward, and it's like this wasn't a quote unquote complete game, all facets of the ball, right? I think special teams did well. I think that defense clearly won the game. The offense is, again, this one of these things that's a little bit of a head scratcher, but I think they put the points up when it mattered. And obviously, like if you're getting close to the 50s, something is going right for your football team as a whole. And I'd rather have that, having a cohesive unit on the like this is never a situation we quote unquote want to do, but if I'd rather have a cohesive defense that's doing crazy shit like what we saw tonight versus, some Big 12 offense or even the USC offense of, previous weeks that just kind of scores at will. I'd rather go the defensive route because that's a little, in my opinion, is a little more conservative. It flips the field easier. It starts demoralizing the other team's offense, right? And defense is one of those positions where it's like you just get weird, and it's like between fumbles or big hits or sacks or whatever it is, the defense just amps up and gets more excitement. One of my favorite, someone asked earlier what the favorite play of the game was. The return is up there, but it's actually on right after that when we kicked the ball back. We had a huge hit. I think it was by Carter on special teams. He just totally laid out and flipped whoever the return man was for SC, and he flips in the air, and I was like, please don't call targeting, but it was very clean, good form tackle, but it just hits him in the legs, and he flips over, does a flip basically. I was like, that's a hit, and he just gets up and does kind of the gladiator thing. But it was great. That was one of my favorite points in the game for me, because it was, and that's a quote unquote defensive type of play. It's a special teams play. And those are the kind of things that get you going. Like, I was on kickoff team in high school, right? I absolutely loved it. I loved it more than playing offense. And I remember in a playoff game, we kicked the ball down, and one of our guys had kind of held someone, and I just came in and just like rocked the guy and made a big hit, and dropped him inside the 20. And then our defense came in and took care of business. But, I run to the sideline, and, people are, high-fiving me and stuff. It's like, that's the kind of stuff that gets you going, versus, I'm going to catch this ball and evade capture and cross this white line on the field. Like it's a little different personality. And then there's nothing wrong with offense. There's some monster people on offense, but defense is something that resembles more of like what people were doing in a cave, 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, well, our defense has played
through 1,000.
Our defense has played football all season, and tonight was even bigger than that, right? So you said you hadn't looked it up, what our drive chart was, et cetera, on offense. Do you know how many scoring drives? We scored 48 points. How many scoring drives did we have over 50 yards?
I don't have that set up.
Yeah. The answer is 1.
Yeah, it's 1 only.
And how many scoring drives did we have of 12 yards or less?
4.
3.
3.
Like we didn't have to. We had to play middle school offense to score points tonight, and like I was talking before I jumped on with you, I was talking to my dad for 30, 40 minutes, and it was kind of the same. Like if we had a real offense, if we had USC's offense, we score almost 60 points tonight. Like,
I believe that.
And it's frustrating, dude. It's just frustrating that we finally have a guy like Sam Hartman. We have a skilled position players, and unfortunately some are injured and whatnot. But when you're rolling out a lacrosse walk as your best receiver, I mean, come on. He was our best receiver tonight, I think. He ran a reverse. He made a couple plays. He was involved. And, yeah, Chris Tyree had the big play. But after that, who was it? It was Jordan Faison. And, like...
I mean, he only had 8 yards with 2 receptions. I mean, I think where you're getting at is the... We are utilizing and throwing the ball around to a lot of receivers. We don't have, like, receiver 1, 2, and 3, and then the tight end, right? That's not what Notre Dame is doing. It's very much receiver by committee. We're throwing it to everybody. And maybe that's a function of we don't want people to transfer, or, we just don't know who the hot hand is, right? Flores has 1 reception for 24 yards, right? Tyree just had 2 catches, but, it looks like he'd have more. Evans had 2, Stays had 2, Faison had 2. It's like no one is like, and then if you go over to the rushing side of the ball, it's completely different, where Estime has 22 carries, and then, Love gets 3, and, right? Like, okay, So yeah. I think maybe the concern people have is like, And maybe this is a function of what is the problem with the receivers. It's not so much we don't have the talent, although that's out there, or maybe Parker's not utilizing them most effective. Oh, hopefully we didn't lose the space here just now. Are you guys there still? Reconnecting.
Very experienced.
Somehow I dropped off. I don't know what happened there.
You've got a backfield that is, just bursting at the seams with riches. So right there, that screams to me, run the ball rather than pass. But aside from that, not having somebody who's that quote unquote go-to number one receiver, that I think muddies the water a little bit. And then you add the fact that they're all freshmen, they're all inexperienced, so it's growing pains. I think that's again, Parker and his play calling needs to be very cognizant of the routes and the layering. Like that's where you do go to the wide side of the field trips to get that inside slant route for the first down. And you start building those little dink and dunks that are positive yardage, that aren't screens, that aren't, reverses as much as, I love Faison. I love a jet, reverse, but the whole point is to throw the ball downfield and utilizing the backfield that we have.
Thank you. Someone said it.
Is something that has to be bred into these guys. And why we're not doing that to the wide side of the field. How many times have we thrown the ball to the fucking short side of the field and I lose my shit? Like, why are we throwing the ball to the wide side of the field?
Yeah, dude, I'm with you. Like, I understand, and I even said it the first 4 games. Like, hey, we don't have a wide receiver one. We have a wide receiver whoever the hell's open is getting the football.
Yeah,
and that sounds great, but when it comes down to it, as I'm realizing in retrospect, is you got to have somebody who can step up, because if they're collectively not getting open, like who's the guy who can get open? And we don't have anybody, and that's a concern.
Well, and I think it's Greathouse, but Greathouse was the one receiver they were bracketing all night.
Yeah, he did not make the stat sheet at all. So, well, guys, we got Dom Richard here who's listening. I don't know if he's able to jump on or if he's just listening, but we had boots on the ground witness in the stadium tonight. So, Dominic, if you're able to jump on, by all means, come on. And I don't know what happened earlier. I got disconnected from the space somehow, and fortunately I was able to rejoin. But yeah, Dominic, if you want to jump on, that's cool. If not, it's cool too. Who else we got? Owen here. Bring you on. Let's just bring everyone who's TLO. Ted Linko. Bring everybody back on. Yeah, no, we're gonna start closing things down because it's almost 1 a.m. It's the doc's birthday today, actually, right now. So. Exactly. Well, if no one wants to jump on, people just want to listen. That's cool too. About the receiver thing.
You're there.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Lynch?
Oh man, just been sitting and listening.
Yep. Happy? I assume you're happy.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What do they say? Laughter is the best medicine. So, when is this aiding your recovery?
Yes, absolutely. It was kind of hard to keep the old surgical incisions intact tonight with all the excitement, but I'll take it. We got the body to heal up.
Nice, very nice. Yeah, no, it's been really, really, really a great feeling tonight. I was wrong. You were on the pregame show. I did not think Notre Dame was going to win just based off the numbers and what I was seeing, and the performance of the Louisville game. That was kind of a driving factor, and just looking at the numbers and stuff. And so I'm kind of
straight to jail with you. Straight to jail with you.
It's just the numbers thing, man. It's the spreadsheet, right? So it's clearly got some flaws and errors here. But that's not what I wanted to happen. Okay, it's just what I thought would happen. Okay,
right.
2 very different things.
That's the thing with football is you never can tell. Our hometown high school team last night played the number 1 team in our conference. We were expected to get absolutely dominated. we had one of our running backs ran for 399 yards, and we beat them 53-50. So
nice.
We were expected to just get dog walked.
I think my high school has the week off. Yes, this week, and they play a very. Next week will be a really good game. Damien versus Ranch Cucamonga.
Hey, early predictions. 2 early predictions for Pitt. What do you say?
Oh, way too early. Can't do that.
Come on.
Win? Can I predict a win?
I'm going to go with a win. 7 points.
What's the score? What do you think the score is going to be?
How can I do that? I haven't even done my analysis.
Come on, you can do it.
No, I'm not. I'm not been drinking that much. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to play this game.
43-13.
I like that. See, now that's got brass right there. But
I was thinking 41-17.
Brass.
Oof. Brass boss.
I'm just gonna piss everyone off and say like 20-17 here.
Hey, don't you be looking
a bunch of field goals and people chewing their remotes and just being irritated. It's Pittsburgh, right? When was the last time Notre Dame blew out Pittsburgh? Okay, it's Pittsburgh dragging people down since 1924.
SD from the 3 overtime game. Okay.
Jeez, I do have PS. I was at the fucking sprinkler game. Okay, I was at the sprinkler game. I was at the 3 over, and we lost the sprinkler game. Okay, I was at the 3 overtime game in 2012. Okay, I get anxiety with Pitt, and here I am going because that's the one 5-0 wanted to go to. So I'm like, all right, I guess that's what I'm going to. So it's all your fault, Mike. All right. Well,
I wanted to go to the Pitt game because I thought it was going to be the Phil Dracovic sucks game. But
is that why we're sitting on basically their sidelines? So you wanted to heckle him, or
dude? I would have enjoyed the ever loving hell out of that.
That would have been so funny.
Well, let's bring a sign, okay? Let's.
What? He's not going to see it. I don't even. Is he going to be on the sidelines at all? He's now like the backup.
I'll teach you how to make a paper airplane, okay?
Like,
hit him in the back of the neck. All right.
But is he even going to travel? Like, seriously, he's at the point of the roster where I don't know if he makes the traveling roster. Like,
not a seat on the plane for him.
Exactly. Like, when you have 100-man roster, there's a number that gets cut off for the travel. Like, he might not make that.
Yeah, sorry, Phil. You're sitting in study hall this weekend.
Oh my goodness,
man.
There were a lot of reasons why I wanted to go to the Pitt game, but I also felt like we'd be coming off a big win against USC, which we are.
Yes, we are.
Unfortunately, it was preceded by a loss to Louisville,
yes.
who ultimately
Louisville
lost to Pitt. Yeah.
Let's get Dom Richard on.
Yeah.
There he is.
Dom Richard 88 on the Twitter or X or whatever we call it.
What is this?
What's up, fellas?
Dominic, what's up, man?
Go Irish, awesome win.
Go Irish. Did you have to leave through the tunnel?
Yes, I did.
Woohoo!
Field. So we got on the field after the game. Crowd was awesome tonight. Yeah, it was awesome. Yep, we're on our way back to Elkhart right now. Get to an Airbnb. So I got about 5 minutes, but yeah, the stadium was rocking tonight. Obviously the defense was awesome.
Yeah, defense was fantastic.
Who are you giving the game ball to?
Yeah, is that even a question?
We do want to hear your answer.
I want to see how everybody's taken because I gave it to Marcus Freeman for holding everyone accountable.
Number 0.
I agree with that.
Watts.
The defense, especially defense.
Yep, going Watts.
How do you feel?
I like it.
Offensive game ball.
Oh, that's a tough one. Tyree, because he caught a good pass.
Yeah.
One good pass.
I would give it to the
okay
offensive line.
I'm okay with that.
I'd give it to the offensive line.
Yeah, they blocked well for Estime.
Yeah, great.
They gave him time, so that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. The defense could be. I don't know. To me, Morrison played. He had a couple penalties, but in that situation, he only gave them 15 yards. Where if they would have caught the ball, it was going to be 40 plus.
Yeah, but wouldn't you agree that's what you get when you have an aggressive player? That's just what's it's a byproduct of what's gonna happen.
Right.
So if you're gonna have an aggressive player like that, which he obviously is, we're talking a sophomore here.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, he's gonna get penalties. And these refs these damn refs are looking at this kid.
Yeah.
They're looking at this kid
with their hair trigger flags.
They already got it like pulled out, ready to throw at this kid because they know his stats. So, God.
Yeah, interesting though. I read Morrison in his first 2 seasons. The wide receivers he's held to 32.7 yards per game. Joe, you're a stat guy. In his first 2 seasons, Brandon Rice is 1, Puka Nakua is 2, Zay Flowers is 3, Josh Downs is 4, Jordan Addison, Marvin Harrison twice. So that's pretty impressive to be a sophomore.
And that's what I said. I said to the doc tonight. I was like, "This guy's just a sophomore, and he's having to just go against this talent, and many of these guys are going to be, yeah, exactly. These guys are all going to, half of them are going to be playing on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, he's just a sophomore, right? It's like this is crazy talk here.
Just a sophomore. That's the crazy part, right? He got away with some freaking penalties. If you guys notice,
he also got caught with his hand in the cookie jar on a couple too.
But he got away with it a couple times when I think it was in the end zone. He pulled a receiver down, and Jason Garrett about came undone about that, which was, I hate that guy. God, but
how do we listen to him and Jack Collinsworth?
I can't, man. I just can't. It's just like if I could have some way I can listen to the radio, indie radio, and have it sync up, I'd do that. But
it wouldn't be synced. That'd be the problem.
Everyone would.
Yes.
You could maybe do something weird with your DVR, right? If assuming that the TV broadcast was ahead, but usually that's not the way it goes. The radio, unless the radio was like on the internet and it was like slower than the broadcast, and then you'd have to be pausing and fast forwarding the TV DVR or something. But that seems like way too much work. Just hit the SAP button. Listen to it in Spanish.
Yes.
Just do that
with subtitles.
Yeah, that'll be fine. Yeah, just do that.
My favorite Jason Garrett moment was when he was very, very excited about Caleb Williams sidearm Derek Jeter turning a double play.
Oh, that made me puke.
It was for 4 yards and forced a punt. Can we at least? That was Chris Fowler all over again.
Oh, that was nuts.
Pissing in his pants about a play that resulted in a punt.
It's just like, get over yourself, dude.
It is.
I don't care how great the arm angle was. I don't care how great the end result was. That punted, so it obviously wasn't that. What are we doing? And that's supposed to be our broadcast. You get opposing fans telling you that NBC is a homer broadcast for Notre Dame.
No, they're edging for the other plays for every other team's like quarterback. Oh my God, he's doing so great. Oh,
yeah. Jason Garrett is Doug Flutie 2.0.
Oh, God,
that's bad.
Can he be that bad?
That's
I don't
bad.
know if he's that bad, but
that's bad.
Geez.
Chalkboard for me.
I actually miss. Gosh, who is it? Well, I miss Tirico. Everyone misses Tirico because I thought he was a class act. Mayock. He was not a Notre Dame homer. And I think he was just like really intense and was always like really analytical about things. And so maybe that kind of annoyed people, but usually what he said was spot on. So I actually kind of missed him, more so when he left rather than, and I probably appreciate it now more, than at the time listening to him. It's just me.
Yes.
All right, man. It's getting pretty late. If anyone else, Max got something he wants to say here, bring him back on. If anyone's got anything else to say, it's getting late. It's about 1. We gotta wrap this sucker up. I gotta clean up the kitchen and hit the sack, man. Mass is coming in 9 hours. So.
Hey, thanks for hosting. I'll see you guys later, man.
All right, thank you,
Right
William.
on, Jason.
William A.
Hopefully-
Frazier.
Hopefully, Caleb Williams' degree from USC, he can at least manage a Wendy's or something when he gets out.
I'd be okay with that. All right. Well, Max
final
on
take,
mute.
brother.
Yeah, final 5-0's on mute. If anyone's got anything, great. If not, no big deal. For me, the big thing is the defense. We've been waiting for Al Golden's defense to really shine and be consistent. And we had that tonight. Being able to stop the number 1 team and statistically, numbers wise, in the country, so proved me wrong. Thank you, Al Golden. I'm very happy that I was wrong. First to admit when I am wrong as well. So I'm all happy about that. I absolutely despise USC. Do not like them one bit. And growing up in the LA area as a kid who was a Notre Dame fan, and those were usually not good years. With Bob Davie and Willingham and Weiss. So, moving out of that, and we did have, good years with Kelly, I guess, with USC, but USC was also down, with some of their coaches and inconsistencies with their program. But to see Marcus Freeman get a win over USC is huge. I think it's huge for his reputation and just kind of the perception that the fans have. It's like, I think it's a little too rose-colored glasses to have the argument of, well, at least he beats the rival, but then at the same time, no one's pissed when we beat the crap out of USC. Everyone's happy. So I think this is good stuff. This is good energy, good vibes for our team as we enter a bye week and a much needed bye week.
Amen to that.
I'm tired. Yeah, it's just like, gosh, this has been a marathon doing 2 shows a week for, 8 weeks straight. Just good God. All right,
Mike, you got any last minute?
No, I was just gonna say that I'm with you, Joe. It's been a long 8 weeks. The last thing I was gonna say, I don't know what the plan is for Pittsburgh week, but me and Joe will try to work something out where we can do a show, whether we're in the same room together or not.
Oh,
We'll
it'll
figure out
happen.
something, but
It'll happen.
I'm hoping so. So
No,
we'll
it'll
see.
happen. Just show up. I got 2 mics. Red Snapper's seen it. Dominic's seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mike needs to bring Mike. We'll be good. We'll got a mic.
No, you don't need to bring a mic. You just show up.
But I'm Mike, so Mike will bring his own self, which he is Mike.
Oh, okay.
It's midnight over here. It's 1 a.m. there.
Yes.
Those are dad.
Hey,
Those are
it's
dad
not even
jokes.
10 o'clock yet. Come on.
Yeah,
You
that's
got
right.
to keep up with the dad jokes. But
I know everyone wants to go to bed, but I agree. I felt like this was a must-win for Freeman. Like, it was a big win for him.
John, I agree, and that's exactly why my game ball went to him, because he played the boss this week. He held everyone accountable, and it showed across the board. And the way he pulled Watts, it just, everything to me said he got to that next level of coaching where he's holding everyone, including himself, accountable, and everybody's fuck up from last week was on him. And now he's going to toe the line and everybody's ass along the way with it.
And now let's be consistent with that. Like, if he can do that, like, I'm still giving him a shot. But, like, if he were to have lost, especially like last week, it would have been questionable.
Yeah, I think, when you he clearly is facing pressure, and probably a lot of it's self-imposed after that Louisville game, which was a stinkfest. But then, coming out, beating your rival at home, running the gauntlet of a long schedule, and managing things, and just being the head coach. You can still be a player's coach and still demand, excellence and discipline, and there's still some things that they got to clean up in those categories. But look, we win soundly beat the Trojans. We'll keep analyzing the receiver thing, not because we're negative, but because we see it as a problem, and we do need to execute on offense better. But we did win by 28 points. Take the victory. Always take the victory, especially over your rival USC. You guys can point out that Joe was wrong, about this USC game. So got no problem with that. Well,
title of the podcast.
That's right. We gotta do the podcast. So we'll do. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe we'll do one on Tuesday. I don't know. We'll play it by ear. But Notre Dame's victorious. Thank you, everyone. Red Snapper, my co-host. P. Mills, 55. Some new people. Craig earlier. Jimmy Joe was back. William Frazier, good points. Benny, Golden is thy name. 5 Foot Nothing Pod. At Don Richard. Mac 8806 and Lynch Mob ND, probably a few other people. This has been fantastic. I'm really happy we get to see people rush the field again. It's just kind of like what we do now, I guess. Anytime you win, you rush the field. But it's just kind of what's happening now. Thank you, everyone. This is great. Beating up on the Trojans, and I think we'll go out with this one as well. Not just the Sleepy Alma Mater. I mean, it's great, but this one. That's what we want. All right. Celebrate over the next 2 weeks, and then back to business for Pitt. But right now, we can be happy with a win. Go Irish! And thanks for joining us. Good night.
Beat the bye week.
Beat the bye week.